What's up, everyone? This is Elektron, and today I'm going to show you how to make Remind Me to Forget by Kygo and Miguel, specifically the drop. So we have to make the drums, the bass, the pianos, and lay down those vocal chops, which is really easy because they're already done. First thing we have to lay down, or first thing I usually like to lay down, is that dominant sound. And the dominant sound in this track would be the piano. And this piano is going to go like this. It's going to have two hits. Doo -doo, doo -doo, doo -doo. Alright, so that would be the rhythm of the bass line, and the next notes would be the 7th and I think the 5th. If that's not right, it will be the triad. That's what we're going to make here. It's called triad. So it's like 3 different notes that make up a chord. So we're going to go all the way up. So we're going to go 7 semitones up plus the octave. And we're going to do that same thing for all of these layers. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention that the piano I'm using is called the Giant from Native Instruments. And I like this piano for this because it's very strong. The punch, you can hear it. That's very, very strong. And it's a lot stronger than I could get out of a Logic Pro X piano. So now we have to do that extra note, because this is what we have right now. And then we have those extra notes. And those are going to be like those triad notes that kind of fit somewhere in between the bass note here and that top note. Ooh. So just like that. Now, since these chords are very bass heavy, but there isn't really a big thick bass line underneath of these, what we have to do now is actually turn the velocity of these top notes down. Just a tad, because you want this bass note to be the louder of the notes. Because that's kind of the point of a drop, is like you're always dropping that heavy bass note. And in this case, that heavy bass note would be down here. So we're going to keep that one at that highest velocity. Next thing I'm going to do is take this all and put it up an octave, just like this. And let's actually, keep that like it is. What I was going to do is I was going to actually break it up and put a separate reverb on that, but I could do that within the plugin, within the reverb plugin. Next thing we're going to do is make the bass line. So you're going to come down here and make yourself a new software instrument. That's pretty self-explanatory. And I'm going to use Serum for this. When I rehearse this, I actually use Sylenth one for that. By the way, follow me on Instagram and check out my course on my website, courses.elektronsound.com, where I'll walk you through the entire music production process and you make an entire song from scratch, all the way through mixing and mastering. Turn off oscillator A, sine wave. Let's lay this down. And we'll get something like this. But what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to put it down in its sub-range and then make it more of like a pluck to follow the piano. Because a piano is like a pluck, right? So it wouldn't make sense to have just a static, long bass line that doesn't move. So I'm going to have like a plucky bass line. I want it to be tight when the release happens. Alright. So here's our bass line and our piano. Sounds like that. So next thing we have to do, and this is a little messed up, I know, but we have to take our acapella that sounds like this. I just got this acapella from scouring the web, but this is annoying, I get it, but we have to take this acapella and transpose it up 2 semitones, and we have to transpose everything else up 2 semitones for copyright reasons. Now when you're making this on your own, obviously you don't have to do this, but I have to do this because I don't want to get a copyright strike. YouTube's been really strict lately. So you get that. It's something, you know, it's not that different. I mean, it just kind of makes Miguel sound like Adele, and that's about it. But, I mean, the mood's still there. It doesn't really ruin the mood at all. It just kind of shifts things around a little bit. So, next thing we're going to do is the layers of drums. And so, the drums would be, you know, quite simple. It's that tropical house kick. However, this tropical house kick, let's slide this over here. Sounds like this. And let's get rid of all of this so we could do this from scratch for you guys. I just used the kick because it was kind of hard to get a kick that sounded like that one. I used like one of those bare bones tropical house kicks when I first made it, and it didn't sound good, so I wanted one that kind of sounded a little more like kind of an acoustic kick. So what I'm going to do now is throw a clap on here. I'm using Splice Sounds for this. So something chill like this one right here, and I could always take this and add a lot of reverb to it. Or like not a lot, but a little bit of reverb to it, and it won't sound overpowering. Whoa, that was too loud. I remember I was just watching my older tutorial that I did on Kygo like a couple years ago, and I was calling him Kygo the whole time. That shit was so stupid. So I'm going to cheat and actually use this loop here. Oops. And this loop sounds like this. Sounds cool. You could take the time and construct your own loop, but for time's sake, I don't want to spend a million years doing that. Oh yeah, and by the way, I didn't mention this is at 99 BPM. Something's not right. There we go. And then obviously you go and throw your reverb on that clap. And what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to throw some tambourines in there, because this is tropical house. Or, I mean, you know, it has tropical house, I would say, values in a way. So to kind of align with that, always just throw some tambourines in there, because tambourines automatically get that tropical vibe. Oh yeah, I actually threw this in there too. This was like a little tropical house loop. And it sounds good, kind of blended in with these. See, it's kind of like pretty nice, works well. And then this tambourine, I layered over each clap. And what it kind of did was just add that sound of the tambourine. Like, tambourines have this sound, this distinct sound and air to them. And so when I threw this on there, I layered it with the clap. See how kind of you get that tambourine echo after the clap? Totally tropical houses this thing up, man. And just like that, you got Miguel and Kygo's Remind Me to Remind Me to Forget. So there you go, guys. Really simple, just a couple layers. A layer of drums, obviously the vocal acapella. You have the pianos and the bass. If you took any value from this, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate that. And leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section below. I would appreciate that as well. Peace out, guys.